Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marcello Occurrence Rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-gang stalker all day, anti-psychic all day, anti-witch all day, anti-warlock all day. Yeah, so anti-Freemason all day too. So basically, man, this message is going to be about uh, what if you don't know about it, all the pedophilia, blood sport, pedophilia, gang stalking, using children as gang stalking tools, using children as gang stalking bait, insinuating it in movies, insinuating it in the culture, insinuating it in the geographics of neighborhoods, using children as gang stalking tools, meaning they put their children in front of you uh, to and try to curse you and hex you and use mind technologies of spiritual and tangible natures to incriminate you internally concerning being a pedophile. So they try to make you feel like you're one, so that you could be incriminated to the community, to the public at large, and also possibly be suicidal about it. So the unfortunate part for the African American community is that you played a role in that too. Well, you shouldn't, what is right and what is wrong is wrong. What is facts, and what is fiction. Now we're getting to the crust of the matter, and now everybody see clearly that I'm not a racist. Now I can properly spank you like a mother that's waited to spank you when she's not upset. Okay, you played games. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And everybody know it. See, you try to be bad. You try to be whatever you want to call it, tough, ratchet, whatever it is you thought you was. You tried to be that against a prophet of God. And you're still playing hood politic games. You're still playing games. And you think, I guess, because you got this self-righteous complex, this God complex that God hasn't given to you, that you think that you could, after all that's been said and done, you still think you can play with me. You still think you can play around and play games with me. And it's not going to happen. See, you can't manipulate when it comes to a person like me. You can't manipulate. So what's going to happen is you're going to be held to the same standard of living that everybody else is held to, which means God's judgment is definitely on the way to you too. God's judgment is on the way to you too. You're to me, you're no special than anybody else. I don't care about your color. I don't care what you look like. I don't care where you come from. I'm a prophet of God. I don't care what color you come from, okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to be held to the same standard that everybody else is held to. Okay, you play all type of games like you've been playing in high school. You've been playing all type of games like you've been playing in the world. And now comes the time to tell you that with all that gang stalking out there, you're part of the liability. All that pedophilia stuff that you've been doing, you're part of the liability. Now you took it on yourself to switch sides and come on my side. That's your prerogative. I didn't have anything to do with that. You should have knew in war, you know, it's always to the end. You played games, you know you did, and now and you think just like white people. See, you got the same complex of superiority as white people. I'm gonna do a message on that. That's a 7 hour. Black people got the same. They have grown the same superiority complex that the white man has. They think they can't be corrected, right or wrong. Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. They think they can't be corrected, right or wrong. Just like the white supremacists. They think they can do no wrong, right or wrong. Okay, so what's the difference? They think they're gods, just like the white man think he's a god. He thinks he's a god too. Welcome to the God Club, where supremacists, racist supremacists, think they're godlike and everybody's inferior to them. That's the same thing you're doing. What's the difference? Tell me the difference. You got a God complex just like the white man. So you try to mix it with original man perspective and philosophy, and you're the original and all of this. It all comes back down to how the white man feels about himself, that he's superior to all other races. What's the difference? And so now you've come out totally out to gang stalking and playing games just like the white man did. You've come all the way up to where he's been. Stalking people, playing games in people's footsteps. That's the same thing the white man was doing. It's the same thing the white man was doing to Martin Luther King Jr. That's what Edgar Hoover, the head of the FBI, that's what he was doing to Martin Luther King Jr. You're no different doing gang stalking. I don't care what your causes is. I don't care what you say. At the end of the day, you don't have the right standing with the community to be able to chastise anybody. How you gonna chastise somebody and you got gang banging going on, killing kids? You can't. How you gonna check anybody? Really, in my opinion, you can't do it because you have too much of a contradiction in your own community to be out here trying to check anybody. And you don't look at it that way, but that's the facts. You're not morally sound enough towards concerning preserving your own people and preserving the likes of your own people to even try to correct somebody who you think is not preserving your people or not doing right by your people. You're doing too much wrong by your own people to correct anybody. Let's get that understood first. Okay, by most honorable men's standard. I don't care if you don't take me seriously. I take myself seriously. And my words are serious and real. You don't have to take me seriously. I'm good without you doing that. I don't need you to do that. I've been on my own this whole time anyway. Okay? So like I said, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what color you come from. I don't care and when I say that, it means your race is irrelevant when it comes time to bring the judgment. God says he is not a respecter of persons. He doesn't respect you because you're black. He doesn't let you get away with stuff because you're black. And if you have been gang stalking and you have been insinuating using children and gang stalking, yes, you did do it. Let's be real and let's be 100. You gonna lie like the white man lied? That's part of his white supremacy too. That's gonna be part of your black supremacy too, is you sit up and lie to the community about what you did. You're falling right in the footsteps of master, ain't you? What you expect in the last days, guys? You should expect that the black people will be killing each other just like they are. That's what they're doing in the last days. They're no good just like everybody else is no good. And when I say no good, I mean collectively speaking. You are to the point where you're killing each other too much for you to be considered quality as collectively speaking. It's too much of it. So you consider yourself quality collectively? How? If you're not quality, that means you're no good. Okay, you have the potential to be good, but you are no good. Where's the good at then? If you're good, where's the good? Don't get mad. It's the truth. You used to everybody bowing down, and I'm not bowing down. That's what it is. That's all it is. You're used to everybody bowing down. Because at the end of the day, have I killed one of these people out here? So then why they all crowded around then? Because they're used to everybody bowing down, and I'm not bowing down. And I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to do it. Because you got too many liabilities to expect somebody to bow down to you. And now you got a new one. Well, the new one is you've been out here insinuating pedophilia. You've been insinuating that people are pedophiles. Yes, you have. You've been all in hood politics, talking about I'm a pedophile and other people are pedophiles. Yes, you have. So guess what that means? You have to take the liability of 43 states of child marriage. Well, the white Americans did the same thing, and we're holding them responsible for the 43 states of child marriage because you are totally oblivious to your surroundings. Well, you don't think it's going to be a liability when you don't realize your own country has child marriage, but you're caught, you put a person and people in your politics as pedophiles, but you didn't know that your country has 43 states of child marriage. You didn't know that. You don't think that's a liability. You don't think that, and you don't think that keeps you from being able to talk about or play games or active or play any war games or any games of any type of street justice or prosecution. You don't think that keeps you from doing that when you got child marriage in your country? So that means because you did it and you have child marriage in your country, you have liabilities. You have liabilities. And guess what? As a prophet, I can enforce it and make it happen. I can make it happen. I don't need no men to make this happen. Okay, that's what makes me a real prophet of God. I don't need any men to make this happen. Have I relied on men thus far? Because all this stuff, if you think it's happening because of other men, you've lost your mind. Okay? When it comes to Donald Trump, that's the kingdom of God that did that. That's judgment. That's judgment. I co-labored and I co-partnered with the kingdom of God, and we got that done. And anybody else that got liabilities, you're next. Listen, man, God doesn't sit up and say, well, I'm going to overlook the evil of black people. I'm going to let them get a pass. They can make it to heaven even though they've been doing evil. That's nowhere in the Bible. In fact, the chosen people of God they went through a lot for not following God's way. They went through a lot for not being where God wants them to be. Okay, so you're no different. You're no different. I'm sorry to tell you. You had this God complex and you thought that was going to save you, and it's not going to save you this time. Okay, see, what you got to understand is, some people hate you for all the right reasons. Some people don't like you for all the right reasons. And you could think what you want to think. I don't care. I really personally don't care. You don't put no money in my pocket. You don't do nothing for me. Okay, you took upon yourself to join the truth, and you took upon yourself to join what's right. Hey, that's your fault. I'm not shooting myself in the foot. I'm keeping it 100. I know you think I'm talking too much. I'm talking just right, buddy. I'm talking just right. Because listen, I'm not going to sit up as a man of God and let people play with me and then sit up and play with the community, like crying about people doing stuff to them and they doing it to themselves every day. That's what the first thing a prophet is going to look at. A prophet now. That's what a prophet is going to look at. The very thing that you're doing. I'm not no cultural hip hop guy. I'm a prophet. The prophet is going to look at the fact that you're doing the same thing. And sitting up crying about it when the police do it to you. When the police beat you down, you cry like you're a pimp like horse at a pimp funeral. But then when you do it every day in the hood, it's quiet as kept, isn't it? A prophet would despise a people like that. Oh yeah, I'm going to say it just like I need to say it. A prophet would despise a people like that. You want to talk about God's chosen people? Well, let me tell you what a prophet would do. Despise a people that sit up and watch killing and even conspire against each other. Conspire for people to be killed in their community. But then when there comes to conspiracies of what cops have done, you want to examine, you want to stand outside of courtrooms and everything and protest all around the country as if you're not doing that. As if you're not doing the same nature of the thing that you hooping and hollering about. A prophet would have a problem with that. Okay? That's what you first need to understand. And I need to do a message just on that. A prophet would have a problem with that. And I know you're used to all these hip hop people and these sport athletes talking about just do better. That's what you're used to. That's what you're used to. Them just rubbing it like a mama who's enabled a boy. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. It's all right. It's not all right. And now you done got to the arrogant level where you think you can play with me, and you already been killing each other, and you sitting over here hooping and hollering about what the police doing. Nah, man, listen. You played with the prophet of God, buddy. And now that you see the results that I put up, listen, the time has come for you also to suffer for what you've done. Okay? Farrakhan told you the same thing. I ain't telling you nothing differently than Farrakhan told you almost 3 years ago. He said he gonna stop talking to you. Farrakhan said, don't you know that you should reap? Don't you know that the judgment of God will come on you for all you young men that do all this killing? I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said in his July 4th, 2020 message. I ain't telling you nothing differently than Farrakhan told you. And he loved you more than you love yourself. How about that? Farrakhan loves you more than you love yourself. That's what it looks like. Because he's concerned about your well-being. He's concerned about all you're doing. And you're not concerned about it as a community. And I know that you was into politics. I know that you insinuated that I was a pedophile, that I was some sexual deviant, and you didn't come up with any information. You didn't come up with any, I don't care about testimonies. Tell those testimonies to come my way. Tell them testimonies to face me. They can't do it, can they? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You ain't got nobody that can face me talking about something. But yet you think you got everything. You ain't got nothing, man. And you walking around playing games like the white man, like you do got something. You ain't got nothing. Okay? And you've been listening to these Freemasons, that's your fault. You've been listening, you're a grown person. You should think for yourself. You've been listening to these Illuminati members and all these other police people. I think for myself. We're responsible for what you believe. You're responsible for what you believe. You can't be saying, well, somebody else, what you in the fifth grade? Well, somebody else told us, are you in the fifth grade, bro? Headed to middle school. Are you headed to middle school? Are you headed to junior high? Okay then, so then you're a grown person, especially being from the black community, you should know better than to go by what somebody else saying, how these politics are out here and these police out here with incriminating people sometimes. All these people out here playing games in other people's lives, you should have known better than that. As a black person, you should have known better. That ain't even in your culture to be around here without any evidence playing games. That's not even in your culture. But it's in your culture when the money's right, ain't it? Ow. I guess that's what it was. They handed out those food stamps and you was with it, wasn't you? Well, tell the truth and shame the devil. When it came to them hood politics, when it came to them food stamps they was handing out, you might as well say food stamps. Ain't nothing but a government program. When they was handing out them food stamps, you was with it, wasn't you? You didn't care what was real and what wasn't, right? You didn't care what was real and what wasn't, right? Okay then. So now comes the time of judgment. Okay, that's all it is. It ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't no Mexicans can help you. Ain't nobody can help you. They in trouble. They got the liabilities too. While we at it, let's talk about them. You ain't alone. You ain't alone. We already got the white man. And now we got you too. And the Mexicans are gonna get what they deserve. Well, they joined the pack too. Oh, like we don't know. Oh, they joined the pack for the same reasons you did, for them little food stamps they got. Them little gift cards and all of that. Yeah, they joined it too. So look, they got the liability too. Listen, we're all grown people. None of us are in high school. You think you can bully people and play with people. I don't know. You think you can bully me? How about now? How about now? I'm the toughest of them all. You can't be serious. You think you can gang stalk me? It's all in your imagination. Drifting away with you. Thinking you can play with me, sucker. You can't play with me. You think you can. It's all in your fantasy. It's all in your fantasy thinking you can play with me. And the reality is you can't. The reality is the results show that you can't play with me. And not get tore up. Losing presidents and everything. Got COVID-19 and everything. Yeah, talk about a black community. You was playing those games talking about pedophiles talking about we was pedophiles way before COVID came. Yeah, why don't you tell them the truth? Tell them the truth that the black people that's when the black people was really in this situation. Yeah, they were, before COVID, they was really in it. And their spiritual intuition told them, like it will, that was the reason why COVID came on them. That's why they stopped like they did. That's why half of them stopped like they did. But before COVID-19, black people was doing all that gang stalking against me and other people. And I don't care what they heard. You should have confronted me face to face like a man or a woman. That's what I would have did. If I felt some way about what I thought somebody did, I'm man enough to confront them. That's what I do. That's what I do. Yeah. You sat back and played games. That ain't my fault. I would have told you face to face whatever you wanted to know and why I moved the way I moved. I would have told you face to face. I would have told you exactly what you needed to know. But you didn't do that, did you? And everybody talking about they got the juice. Everybody talking about they 100. But you ain't no black person came to me face to face talking about that. Talking about they heard this or that or the third. Nobody come, right? Okay, so years and years this went on and nobody came, right? Okay, man, would you take that seriously? Man, come on, man. I don't care how many guns you got. I'm talking about you as a man and your principles. I don't take you seriously. Everybody can shoot guns. Who's a man and who's not? And we base that on who's got the principles. You ain't come to me face to face talking about nothing. You ain't built like that. You're not, nobody came. Nobody came. And it's too late now. What you gonna talk about now when I got all these liabilities on you? Gee, you ain't got nothing to talk to me about. What you gonna talk about? What are you going to talk about? That's what I'm saying. And you still playing in politics, bruh. And you can think I'm waking up on one. You can think I'm having a bipolar episode. You can think whatever you want to think. Man, I've been waiting to do this. This message, I already had this message written down, bruh. Listen, man, you cannot create live. Listen, this message been written down. Okay? In the past 24 hours that I'm doing right now. Just in case, because I think people look at my personal life and they think that's what affects it. They think that's what affects what I talk about. Well, he mad today. He gonna talk about black people. See, I know how you think. Oh, he mad at somebody black. He gonna talk about black people today. Oh, that ain't how they feel. Nah, see, I ain't flaky like that. I ain't flaky like that. My message is already written down. Ow. Ow. Oh, whoa. Yeah, you listen, man, listen. What a Christian, what a prophet despises the most is inequality when it comes to righteousness. Inequality. I ain't talking about race. Inequality when it comes to righteousness. Hallelujah. When you got inequality concerning righteousness, where people can just do whatever they want and they ain't held to no standard of righteousness. The same standard of righteousness that you hold the police to. You hold the police to the standards of righteousness to stand up and treat you right, and you don't even do that to yourself. And you got these people out here trying to defend you. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You got Mexicans out here trying to defend you. How can they defend you? How can anybody defend you? All they doing is being biased. How you gonna defend that? I can't even defend it. How can I defend you when you out here hollering about what the police doing, but you ain't hollering about what these black people doing to your children, shooting your children in the head, shooting your children in the head, and you don't get no protests in the neighborhood or the precincts in the area, or you don't protest about none of that. You supposed to come out and show some kind of acknowledgement of it. That's what I'm saying, and you don't do that, do you? That's what I'm trying to say. You don't acknowledge it. Every time somebody talk about it, oh, it's a touchy subject. But it's not a touchy subject to talk about this police killing, is it? Oh, you want to talk about it, you want to dissect it, you want to get on CNN and everywhere else and talk about it. That's what you want to do. But when it comes to killing in the hood, we don't hear you quiet as kept. A prophet, you cannot insult his intelligence like that. Okay? These other people want to get along, to be along, and they want to go to the mall and hang out with each other. Listen, I'm a prophet of God. I don't care about your cookouts. I don't care about being in your cliques and going to play spades among you. I really don't. I really don't. I live to please God. Okay? None of that stuff that matters to you matters to me like it matters to you. Okay? And playtime is over. All them roaches out there, and this is not because of your ethnicity, it's because of your character. All them roaches out there about to get sprayed, bro. Raid! You about to get sprayed by Raid, bro. Hey, listen, man. Listen, I ain't trying to hear it, bro. You've been hanging on to your ethnicity too long, and God ain't trying to hear that. When you go to heaven and you stand before God, God ain't going to say, well, because you was black, I'm going to let you get into heaven. You deserve it. You've been so oppressed. God doesn't care about that. I'm not saying, let's put it like this. God cares about oppression, but not to the point where you make it to heaven on it. You ain't going to make it to heaven on it. Yeah, that's not like, man, it's been time for this, man, because white people can't talk about it. Who else is going to talk about it? You know what I'm saying? Who else is going to talk about it? And then you wind up being in the mix of it too yourself, and you ain't going to say nothing about it. Man, you're a better man than me. You're a better man than me. If you put me in the mix of all of this foolishness and got my name in your hood politics like as if I done Freddy Krueger your children or something, like I done something against your children, and then we find out you got 43 states of child marriage and you here just like everybody else. Black people are here just like everyone else, right or wrong. You're here just like we are. So you're not responsible to acknowledge and be educated on the 43 states of child marriage before you start insinuating people are pedophiles in your culture. That's what you've been doing. Listen, it's been more than North Carolina. That's what you want to talk about. It's been more than some wayward family member of mine. It's been you too. That's what we talk about. Ain't no family member up here in New York. I don't have any family up here. So who's doing all that out there? Who's doing it all out there? People that got free will to do what they want to do. That's who's doing it out there. Black people that's doing what they want to do. That's who's doing it. And you can't blame nobody from my family who told you something. You can't blame the police. You got to take responsibility for your own actions. Yeah, you got to think for yourself. You've been thinking for yourself, I guess. I guess. I'm not moved by fear, bro. I'm not moved by 1 inch of fear, 1 centimeter of fear. If you see me moving the way I move, that means, listen, we ain't together. That's what it means. If you don't see me, that's what it means. We ain't together. That's what it means, bro. That means things have changed. That's what it means. It doesn't mean I'm scared. Things have changed. Why should I be clicking up and walking outside like it's a good day and these suckers out here? You feel me? I don't play like that, man. Why am I going to be walking around like that? Huh? I don't play like that, man. You playing in my face like I'm playing games with you, man. Listen, man. Listen, bro. Listen. I'm talking about the real soldiers. They got me messed up, bro. You understand me? I done been around killers. These are goofy cartoon people who go home and watch cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Listen, don't play with me, man. That's all I'm saying. You a cartoon watching community, man. You know what I'm saying? You halfway goofy half the times, and then you want to get serious just because you want to appeal to the people like that. And we like this 100 all the time. And you want to do it when it appeals to the community. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. They want to act like thugs when it appeals. You know what I'm saying? They want that to be part of their makeup, but you don't want to be like that 100 all 24/7. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to take the dark side with it. You don't want to take the bad parts of it. You want the part that appeal, like you out here politicking over my life. And that you got to take the other part that comes with it. When you don't got nothing and you got liabilities. Well, hey, you played in politics and we come to find out you didn't have anything. So what we supposed to do with you? Because if I would have been guilty, what would have happened to me? Think about it. If I was guilty, what would have happened to me? So that we find that they're guilty of having no information, playing games, and they got 43 states of child marriage, and the black community running around here politicking while they eating a 3-piece and a biscuit. You out here politicking while you eating your 3-piece and a biscuit, and you ain't got nothing. So what we supposed to do with you? Oh, just let you go. Oh, just act like it didn't happen. You wouldn't act like it didn't happen if you found something on me? Huh? You wouldn't act like nothing happened if you found me to be liable for doing something. It wouldn't have been like that. So we supposed to be doing what with you? We supposed to do what? See, that's you again. Being entitled. You feel me? Just like white people. Black people done worked up to all that stuff that white people is. Listen to what I'm saying. They done worked up to everything that white people are. When they got the money, they became prideful, killers, killing each other, just like white people was doing us. Look at it for what it is, man. I don't care about what they talking about, man. I'm looking at it for what it is. That's the only way it's going to get better, man, because they became corrupt, following behind the white man, drinking with the white man. That's what happened to you. You start drinking with them, you became like them. You start doing drugs with him, and that's what happened to you. You became just like him. Egotistical, God complex, killing each other. What's the difference? Oh, they just happen to be black. That's it, ain't it? That's what I'm saying. And guess what? That's not sufficient when it comes to the kingdom of God. We don't care nothing about that. It ain't racism. We just don't consider it. You are a human being just like everybody else. That's what we looking at. And when you look at it that way, look at all the killing and everything. Now you see what I'm saying. Now you see what I'm saying. If you take away color, look at all that killing. Now you see what I'm saying. That's how the prophet look at it. Colorblind in the good situations and the bad situations. When judging things too. You become colorblind when you judge things. Black people don't do that. You ain't colorblind when it comes to talking about this black on black crime. You looking at color. You looking at color. That's all you're looking at. If it was white people doing that, you'd be all over that. You will be all over it. And this is why you lose it. This is why you lose it. Every day you lose it. Because you think that you can sit up and shuck and jive and play with the kingdom of God, and God is just looking at you like, are you finished yet? Are you finished shucking and jiving? Because you got child marriage over here, you're playing with people like they're pedophiles, and you're in this community just like everybody else is. You want to be acknowledged as educated like everybody else is, but you're not educated. But you want to be acknowledged as educated. So why you ain't educated on your own country before you step out here handing out liabilities when you can't do it, when you have the same standard active in your government? You have child marriage in your government. You can't come out here giving out liabilities about child sex. How can you do that when you got child marriage? So now you see you become just as corrupt as the system that you're under. You cannot do it. That means everyone has a seat. That's the punchline. Everyone has a seat because you have child marriage. And if you don't have a seat, knowing you have child marriage, you catch liabilities. Now you see what I'm saying. Now you get me. You can't come out here playing games and you got a country that's doing the same thing, bro. This is where you live, whether you're a part of it or not. And you cannot be in the geographics of where this is happening, playing games with other people like you don't see that. We're not letting it happen. We're not letting that happen. And that's why you got liabilities with the white people, just like that's why the black people got the liabilities with the white people. That's why you got it. Because you was another one that was ignorant of the laws, sitting around here putting people's name and likeness in politics as if it's some big game, some casino game. And meanwhile, at the casino game that you playing, on top of that is 43 states of child marriage. Yeah. While you think you gambling over somebody else's life, guess what? You got child marriage. It's all in your imagination. It's all in fantasy world, the football fantasy that you're playing. You play a football fantasy, right? That's what it is. It's fantasy football. Okay? It's all of these little imaginary dream team games and things you got going. Listen, I'm fine. I'm blessed today. I get up on one every day, like I said. I've been told you that. I've been told I go hard every day, bro. I go hard every day, man. I stay consistent, unlike you. Okay? You're not consistent. Yeah. Listen, man. Listen, you can't be consistent and sit up here with 43 states of child marriage. You consistent about finding out the truth. You not that, are you? But you consistent of finding out the truth about me, huh? Consistent about trying to find out who I am. But you're not consistent about trying to find out why your government got 43 states of child marriage in the American community. Yeah, I'm the one that revealed that. Yeah, I will live and you won't. See, the difference is I'm not one of these worldly men that get assassinated without God. Yeah, I got God over here, buddy, and it ain't cliche. Let somebody run up on this and see what happens. Take they snatch their soul right there on the spot. You'll see a miracle happen right there on the spot, buddy. Snatch the breath out their body. You'll see a lifeless body, and I'll be like, well, I ain't touching. I ain't touching. God would snatch the breath of my soul, my enemies out their body. That's what I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's where my faith has been for years. Well over a decade, buddy. And you see anything happen to me? I'm still here in the flesh, ain't I? Been all around this country, still here in the flesh, huh? Man, stop playing with me. You ain't protecting me. God protected me. Don't flatter yourself. God is doing it. Because if they would have jumped, God would have tore that all of it down. Look what he's doing now. Look what God is doing now. Can't be serious. Like you protected me. Imagine that. Imagine that. You think you protected me, bro. You just don't know. You're scared for me and I'm not scared for myself. That's the difference. You're scared for me. I'm not scared for myself. You're projecting your fears on me. That's the problem because you're used to being controlled by the American government. You're used to being manipulated. You're used to being beat into submission. That's what it really is. You're used to being, what else is it? Okay? In my situation, in my context, what else is it? Yeah, you used to people bowing down. And now you should have knew a black man was going to come like this out of this generation. It should have been happened. Among all these so-called gangsters, ain't none of them getting converted and changed and reformed and turning against the government. That should have been happened. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? This should have been happened. A killer, a thug, a gangster gets reformed and turns on the government. That should have been happened. This is well overdue. You acting like it's something strange. It should have been happened. This generation should have been experienced that. Back in the 1990s. You should have had one of them Crips of Bloods or one of them get reformed, receive Jesus Christ, and come at the government with that hardcore soldier mentality. Not scared of death, not scared of nobody, and will let anybody can get it, including the streets and everything, just like the streets could get it when they was out there cripping and blooding. Hey, when you on the streets, anybody can get it then, huh? But when we warriors for God, we gotta be, we supposed to be selective? Black people fight black people on the streets? Oh, it's a difference? What's the difference? Show me the difference. Huh? It ain't no difference, man. You know what it is. You know what time it is. People opposed, they get rolled over. That's what it is. That's all it is. If you want to split hairs, you the idiot. You the one the idiot. You the one oblivious to what's going on out here. It's you that's the fool. It's you that's stupid. Not me. It's been like this. It's been like this and you know it. Where we do not get along and we do not like each other and we do not love each other. And you want to get to me and talk about it's racism. It ain't going to happen, bro. God ain't going to let it happen because there's too much hate out here anyway. And then you're going to try to make me out to be the one that's hating everybody. Man, come on, you tripping. It ain't going to happen, man. That's why it's not happening. Sitting up here contradicting yourself on every angle that is. On every angle. Can't talk about love. Look at all this hate and player hating out here. If they ain't hating, they player hating. Which one? Al? They either hating or player hating. Which one? Both of them with shit. Both of them, they almost the same. Sitting out here hating and playing hating. Talking about this love. Ain't no love, man. Stop playing with me, man. Acting like, shoot, come on, you can't be serious. Act like I was born yesterday. All of a sudden now you want to roll around like we all love and all of that, man. That's all fake, man. That's all fraudulent. You want me to tell you what's fraudulent? That fake love. With all this killing out here, in the face of all this killing, all this fake love out here. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, man, I don't even care nothing about it. I'm a prophet, man. I don't gotta have none of it. I ain't gotta have none of it, bro. I ain't gotta have love for no woman. I ain't gotta have love for no family. I ain't gotta have love for no friends. I'm built like this. I promise you, I will be right here when it's all over. I'll be right here. I don't gotta have none of that these suckers gotta have. Yeah, you might not be, listen, you might be straight, but you a sucker for women. How about that? Yeah, you a sucker for women, man. Letting these women run over you, use you, misuse you, and abuse you, and all of that. Talking about you ain't gay. I ain't gay. I love the women. But yeah, you a sucker for women too. Which means you're a type of a weakness and docileness that could be compared to a homosexual. To me, you out here weak for these women and sucker for these women, tricking off on these women, spending all your money on these women. Shoot, you comparable to a homosexual. Letting these women run over you and misuse you and abuse you just because they got a booty. I don't care nothing about that, man. I don't care nothing about it, bro. I don't care nothing about it, man. You can call me whatever you want, man. I have arrived to a higher level of living. I'm a higher ranking individual than you. Men of my likeness do not get destroyed by women. Men of my likeness don't get destroyed by women. Suckers get destroyed by women. I'm still here. I'm still standing. How I'm losing? I ain't losing. How I'm losing? Where am I losing at? Huh? I'm still bringing warfare. Men like me, man, listen, anybody can fall off me and I'ma still make it. I'ma still get it done, sucker. I'ma still get it done. Don't you forget that, you dumb, corny, cornball white boys. You white Americans got your little, like, I don't know you out there. Let me tell you something, man. I'ma still get this done regardless, bro. It ain't nothing you could do about it, man. I'm willing to die for this, man. I'm gonna get you regardless. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you. I ain't playing no games, and we gonna get you the right way. You don't arouse no man like me for fun, boy. You don't arouse no man like me for fun. I'll kill, man, millions of you can die and I don't care. Hundreds of millions. That's how my heart is set. You think I'm playing if you want to. That's the difference between a gangster and a leader. I can watch millions of you die. You'll catch a couple bodies and talk about it till you're 80 years old. Yeah, I called a couple bodies back in the 80s. I called another body back in 92. I almost caught a body in 2005. I don't care nothing about them 3 bodies you claiming about and representing. Listen, man, millions of them can die. You ain't thinking like that. You ain't never thought like that, have you? Have you? You ain't on my level. I'm talking about millions. And you should have been like this. You let these cornball, big-eared white boys control you. Look like one of these suckers. Look like the Mad TV comic book looking dude. You know what kind of image I'm talking about? Big-eared old mad comic looking dude. Playing no games with you, man. And I ain't racist either. I'm showing you what it is, what kind of goofiness is out there. These goofy images, these goofy people, and where they come from specifically. Playing no games, bro. Listen, man, I'm not scared to die. So what else? What other conversation you want to have? Because you don't need to have that conversation with me. You don't need to make me beware of nothing. I don't care about it. That's what I'm saying. So what else? What else you going to talk about? What else you going to talk about? This is neat. This is why you don't make it. You get scared. That's what happens. I don't want nothing to happen to you. You ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Hasn't happened yet. As a matter of fact, I'm getting respect. Because I decided to go all the way. You've been a sucker all the way. Yeah, that's why you don't compare. Don't compare yourself to me, man. Don't push up on me when you don't do what I do. When you don't do what I do, don't put no pressure on me, man. You playing yourself like you on my level. That's where you playing yourself at. Because you're not doing what I do. You don't got the balls to do it. So you're playing yourself when you push up on me, man. You playing yourself, man. Thinking you on my level. Now, if you out here doing the same exact thing I do, then you put pressure on me. That's a different thing, but you ain't doing that. You sitting out here just like an ignorant black person would. Sitting up here thinking you can sucker punch me and get my level and my rank. Like you can just come up and take my rank. Just like an ignorant sucker would do, bruh. Listen, man, listen. This ain't the 1990s, man. This is not the 1990s. Okay? I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. If you don't know about it, then you're stupid to it then. I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to be manipulated by anybody because I don't fear nobody. So your psychological stuff ain't going to work on me. It ain't going to work on a real one like me, buddy. Because listen, I don't care nothing. But listen, I ain't scared to die. You understand me? So ain't none of that going to work. Ain't none of it going to work. What that's supposed to mean? I'm supposed to be scared? And I done lived in Los Angeles and I done lived everywhere. I'm supposed to be scared of you. Man, listen. This is not in Los Angeles. You understand me, bro? You a lame, okay? Living in a little dumb part of New York. Okay? This ain't New York. This is a lame part of New York. And I don't care how many people over here. I don't care nothing. It's still a lame neighborhood. Bottom line. It's still a lame neighborhood. And you know what you need to do? You need to stay in a lame neighborhood's position. You need to stay in a lame neighborhood place, bro. That's what you need to do. When you calling the police on me twice. Yeah, they called the police on me before I ever thought about it. They called the police on me. Maybe that's what gave me the idea. They called the police on me for carrying weapons around this neighborhood. Yeah, let's talk about it. Like you more thuggish and 100 than me. Man, they called the police on me way before I even had any altercations with them. Yeah, go check the facts. Go check the facts. They called the police on me for carrying weapons. That was the first situation with the police around here. Let's get that straight. Let's get that understood. Okay? Come on, man. Listen, man. Listen, it's a waste of time for me. It's a waste of time to thinking you on my level, man. If you can't, look, won't you be a man and realize, if you don't see me face to face or confront me face to face, you ain't, listen, you're not actually confronting me, man. That's what I'm saying. If you're not doing that face to face, to my face, right? If you're not doing that, you're not confronting me. Yeah, it's all in your head. The luxury you think that you can play with me, but not confront me. I don't do that. I don't play like that. You listen, you in the fantasy world, buddy. When you get the balls to talk to me face to face, without all that incognito stuff, face to face, like you really want smoke, come holler at me, man. You feel me? Other than that, man, all we see, man, is they leaving. That's all we see. That's all we see, man. That's all we see. Nothing substantial. Nothing substantial. That's what I'm saying. And I'm still standing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I surpassed you. I surpassed all that gangster stuff, and you can't stand it, can you? Yeah, I surpassed all of that, man. I got respect from the military. Hey, you can say what you want to say. I surpassed it. And when you turned your back, listen, I pointed it out. Hey, when you turned your back, I pointed it out. Hey, I surpassed you anyway. You can turn your back. Go ahead. I surpassed you anyway. Now it's time to point it out. Ow. Well, I know you think being from a bad neighborhood gonna make you always be over me, don't you? Not now. Not now. See, I passed the steps that you didn't think I should have to pass. You didn't think I had the right to pass those steps, did you? Oh, it's more than one way to the top. Oh, they didn't tell you that, did they? Oh, they didn't tell you that, did they? You thought I had to go the way black people go, don't you? Oh, or you thought I had to go the way the military went, didn't you? Oh, what else is there? I had to go by way of politics to be on this level to talk about this 43 states of child marriage. I had to do it their way, didn't I? But I'm still here, ain't I? I'm still here, aren't I? That's what I'm trying to show you. I'm still where I need to be, and they can't stand it because they think I should have went through all these different steps and I didn't have to go through it. That's what they mad at. That's what they really mad at, that I didn't have to go through all those steps, and here I am on top of them. Hey, it ain't my fault. You know what first put me there? You got 43 states of child marriage, bro. That's a liability that puts me up above everybody. Well, the fact that you gang stalked, including black people and white people and Mexicans, and you found nothing, but we found out you got 43 states of child marriage, I'm above all of you. Based on moralities and real chess moves, how you got a chess move after I put 43 states of child marriage on you? That's a 7 hour. What chess move you gonna do after that, buddy? Huh? What chess move do you have after I got 43 states of child marriage in America on your community? After all the games they've been playing, acting like we Freddy Krueger, like I'm Freddy Krueger or something. We got 43 states child marriage chess move on you. That's checkmate, man. That's checkmate, sucker. That's checkmate, sucker. You can't, what you gonna do after that? We don't care what you do after that. Because meanwhile, while you making all your little chess moves, guess what? You still got child marriage in 43 states. That's a 7 hour. Yeah, you can't come. Listen, we don't care about what you talk about no more. Don't you see the change? Don't you see the shifting? And I want you to keep the same energy that you've been keeping. I want you to keep that same energy and stay right there and take that L that you got to take. Yeah, listen, you lost that, buddy. You lost that chess match. If you thought you was Lauryn Hill, thought you was going to play me like a game of chess, when I hit that 43 states of child marriage on you, buddy, that's checkmate. That's checkmate, sucker. Anybody who was playing chess with me, yeah, you know how black people are. They like to go by that song, ready or not, here I come. You're going to find you. I play my enemies like a game of chess. I play my enemies like a game of chess. How about now? Think you can play me like a game of chess? Sucker. I got 43 states of child marriage on you. How you gonna play me like a game of chess? I ain't talking about Lauryn Hill. I'm talking about you trying to emulate Lauryn Hill. That's what I'm talking about. Ow. Yeah, how you gonna play me like a game of chess, sucker? I got 43 states of child marriage and you got that liability too. You know why you got it? Because you played in the game of politics, talking about pedophiles and all of these different things. Your community did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. You might have not did it individually, but they did. And that's all that matters. Which brings the liability, buddy. It brings the rain again, buddy. Here comes the rain again. You know that song. Like a melody. Here comes the rain again, big baby. Because you got 43 states of child marriage, and you've been playing all these games, and we don't care nothing about you, what you saying, and it ain't no surrender. Ain't no surrender in my heart, sucker. Listen, ain't no surrender, ain't no need to. I win. I win good and clean, man. Like a fresh cake. Baked and didn't stick. Boom. Came right up off the pan. Boom. Whop. Hey, that cake came right up off the pan. 43 states of child marriage, man. Look, now you're trying to negotiate. Won't you don't be no sucker, man. Don't be no sucker. Don't be no sucker, man. I won. You got it? Don't try to be jocking me. Don't try to be on me like that. Listen, man, save yourself some dignity, man. If you was with me from the beginning, that's a different situation. If you ain't never switch up, that's a different situation. But if you was over there playing these games and chicken eating three pieces of chicken and a biscuit, and you was sitting up here yapping like you thought you had power over me, like some rich people watching the Coliseum fight and stuff. Like you thought that's what the kind of situation it was. Won't you keep that same energy? Save yourself some dignity and self-respect and keep the same energy you had 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. That's what I'm asking. Because when it comes time to win, would you want all these suckers around you? Feel me? All these suckers around you, the same ones was talking about all this. Now they all in your face smiling. You know what I mean? Save yourself some dignity, man. You should have knew this time was coming. What you thought we were going to win together when you've been fighting against me? Well, I'm sorry. You must be a better man than me. You must be a better man than me, and that's okay. Because I feel better about letting you lose. That's what I feel. That's what I feel better about. Letting you lose and letting you see what really happened for what it was. Instead of letting you win and you just don't see nothing about what you did. You see what I'm saying? Letting them win and they don't see nothing about what they did. Nah. You need to, based on this stuff, all this stuff that happened, and you come up to be the sucker, you know what? You need to feel what it feels like to be the sucker. To be the fool. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. It's no exceptions to the rules. Sometimes. 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 There's no exceptions to the rules. You hear that part? There's no exceptions to the rules. You got to play the fool, buddy. And I'm sorry. Sometimes. You got to play the fool, man. And ain't no exception to the rules. You played the game, and you came up to be the fool. Playing around me. No right information, bogus information, playing games like a baby, playing games like children, and then you try to wallow around in it and try to make it look good. See that part? They try to wallow around in it and make it look like it's real. It ain't real, it's fake. It's fraudulent. It's sucker stuff. It's a sucker move. It's a dummy mission. And you trying to wallow around in it and put some glitter on it and it still look like a sucker move. That's why you all feel like you feel. You know why? Because it's been a sucker move. It's been a lame move, a dummy mission from the beginning. And so you got to play the fool and you trying to manipulate like the white man did. You trying to manipulate like he's always done. And black people, you can't find no point of manipulation. That lets you know what time it is, man. Everybody plays the fool. Sometimes. It's no exception to the rules. Listen, baby. Everybody plays the fool. Sometimes. I'm sorry to tell you. There's no exceptions to the rules. And you ain't going to be able to manipulate. I know. This is what happens. And you look. Listen, you know what I'm talking about. So don't act like I'm crazy. Okay? Let's cut the bull. You know what I'm talking about. White people, you know what I'm talking about too. It's you too. Oh, you've been playing the fool. Hey, you've been playing the fool. Hey, look at your community. Look at your government. Ow. Donald Trump getting indicted. Looked like he played the fool, didn't he? Sometimes. Ain't no exceptions to the rules, suckers. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exceptions to the rules. Yeah, that goes for you. That goes for any human being, military, anybody else. Black people too. You're going to play the fool. If you play the fool, listen. You know what happens? You can't play the fool unscathed, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You should have more integrity for yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear that honor among thieves. Listen, bro. You could be a thief without honor. You still are going to play the fool, sucker. I don't care nothing about your honor or dishonor or any you being a snake or whatever, or you are a dirty game. It could be a dirty game, cold game, all both, dirty and cold. You're going to play the fool. Simple as that. You're going to play the fool. The Christians can't help you. Black ministers can't help you. Ain't nobody can help you. Because God is looking at it all, and you're going to play the position that you've been in, which is a fool. That's what we call it. It ain't wicked. When you losing like you're losing, how is it wicked? It's a fool. It's a fool position. That's what it is. When you taking L's and now you got a big dramatic L, that's a fool position. That ain't no wicked. You think you're wicked. I fight the satanic kingdom. You're not wicked. You're a fool. And you're going to suffer as one. And there's no exceptions to the rules. That's the bottom line. I know you thought you could manipulate with all that high school alpha male mentality. Now, how is it working for you? You got COVID-19. You got a lot of other stuff going on in your community. How's that working? You got the Donald Trump being indicted. That means you ain't going to have a president worth nothing next year. Who's going to be in there that's worth something? The surprise is listen, I'm not saying put him in there, but that's the only one that would have been able to keep back all your enemies. Who's going to keep back all your enemies now that you done made these enemies with Russia? You done made enemies with Russia. You done made enemies with China. And now you about to get a weak president. Everybody plays a fool sometimes. No exception to the rules. Listen, man, you got all these enemies and you about to get a weak president. And even if you did get Donald Trump, he ain't competent enough to fight off all them enemies. Ow. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. 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 Oh, hey, look, these arrogant New Yorkers, boy, I can't wait to see your face change. You heard exactly how I said it is what I meant. I can't wait to see your face change. When you realize all that tough guy stuff, all that money you got ain't gonna mean nothing. When this next phase of living coming, with this new president that's coming, listen, man, ain't none of that New York stuff gonna mean nothing, buddy. You played the fool too, sucker. You should have got them together. You should have told them gang stalkers, man, you should have sent some real goons to ward that off, shouldn't you? Well, you've been seeing the facts, bro. That when they play with me, it's repercussions. You seen that, right? So how come you ain't do nothing about it? Because you know what? You was interested in the game yourself, didn't you? Wasn't you? Yeah, you was. Come on. Listen, man. It's every man for theyself this time, cousin. That's what it is. We ain't trying to hear none of that black stuff. We ain't trying to hear none of that stuff. It's every man for theyself, cousin. That's how it is. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exceptions to the rules. Listen, sucker. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Listen, sucker. Because you ain't got no way to manipulate. I don't care what you say. I don't care who you bring and what you do. We ain't scared to die. And I'm not saying I am going to die. But whatever the case may be, you still going to get what you deserve. So you can act like this is Ghostbusters and you can just zap away the evil. I'm not evil, but you think I am. Just zap away the evil and it all goes away. This whole charm comes off the community. I'm sorry, buddy. You got God on your head. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah, ain't no manipulation. Ain't no manipulation. How you gonna manipulate? Huh? When the truth is obvious. You're killing each other. You can't run to your community. They're killing each other. Ow. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Who you gonna run to? Who you gonna run to? Who you gonna run to? Huh? Who are you going to run to? We want to know. We want to know what you're feeling. Some things you just can't hide. We want to know. Yeah, because, listen, man. It ain't no manipulation. This is the end of times. That's what it is. Get used to the thought of it. Stop fighting the feeling. You played games, and now it's time to spank you. And listen, like I told you, I could be in this country, I could go to another country. You're still going to get the liabilities you deserve. It's not, listen, it's not a matter of me. It's a matter of you. And as long as you're alive, you're going to get what you deserve. What I got to do with it? Whether I'm here or not, what I got to do with the karma that you gonna get? That part right there. Like as if I'm gonna stop your karma. Like as if you can do something to manipulate me to stop your karma from coming. Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's why you don't make bad karma. That's why you don't do it. There's good karma and there's bad karma. I don't follow karma as a religion. You know, I'm smart enough to use the term and apply it to the kingdom and apply it to the true and living reality of the world. Knowing that God understands what I'm talking about. I don't have to be, with a technical term and a technical term. You know what I'm talking about. You got good karma, you got bad karma. Consequence too. Consequence is not just bad consequence. Consequence is a word basically of reciprocity. You got good consequences, you got bad consequences. Some people are you didn't get educated all your life. All you know, the word consequence is bad. There's good consequence and bad consequence. Same thing with karma. You think karma is just bad. There's good karma, there's bad karma. And unfortunately, when you make bad consequences for yourself and bad karma, you're going to get what you deserve. I don't care how you try to manipulate it. It's still coming. It's still coming. And that's all you're trying to do right now is run from your consequences. That's all it is. You're fighting a feeling. And if you stop fighting and kicking and screaming and face your consequences like men and women, this country and this world will be in a better situation. But what we have is running cowards. I'm not running from nobody. What I'm running from? You ain't got no evidence. You ain't got nothing on me. I got everything on you. The fact that you played around with me, gang stalking, as a community, with 43 states of child marriage. Okay? That's what I got on you, big baby. Your whole country didn't even know nothing about it. Your whole culture don't even know nothing about it. None of these singers and all them rappers and stuff you like, none of them don't know nothing about no child marriage here. Okay? And like I covered before, we don't care how it's done. We care that it's an option to the American community. That's what we talking about. It's an option. That's all we talking about. We don't care because they're going to try to use a Jedi mind trick. Well, it's done like this. This is how it's actually done. You got to have parental consent. We don't care nothing about that. We care about the fact that the American government sat down and made it an option in America to make child marriage. That's what we talking about. And the fact that all these big head Freemasons with their big hats on don't know nothing about it. Talking about they got 33 degrees of masonry. Well, your 33 degrees of masonry didn't find this out, did it? Yeah, man, that's a joke, man. Don't you ever show your face to me, sucker. Sitting up here, you got child marriage all in your country. Ain't no Freemason can look me in my face. and Illuminati and any other little dumb little groups y'all got out there. Little retarded little groups. Little dwarf men. They dwarfs because they got to join a group to be a giant. You dwarfs. What, you the 7 dwarfs? Where's Snow White at? You dwarfs. You dwarf. They all got to join together to be a giant. That's a dwarf. It ain't a dwarf to you. It's a dwarf to me. I'm a man on my own. I show you how it looks when a man stands on his own. Not a woman, not anybody. Me. You gotta go cuddle and be with your woman, sucker. I'm standing on my own by myself. Most of the times. More times than not. Yeah. If this ain't masculinity, I don't know what else is. And like I said, all these masculine men running around here talking about they ain't never messed with a man in their life, but you've been a sucker for women forever. Man, come on, look at the track record. They've been tricking off and all of that for these women, getting played and everything. Man, come on, man. Listen, a woman can't ever play me because I already tell you to your face. I already think I know what you're doing. So if you do it, I was right. You ain't play me. Ow. How you play me when I told you to your face? You ain't play me. To play somebody, they had to be completely oblivious to what you're doing. I ain't oblivious to nothing. I consider all things, in other words. So there's no way you can play me. I'm ready for all things. So there's no way you can play me, man. Okay? That's the difference between me and these suckers. They get played on the daily, man. They get played all the time. And some of them halfway like it because they a sucker like that. You halfway like getting played by these women. Turns you on, don't it, sucker? Yeah, half of these men. I'm telling the truth. This ain't no imaginary world. These suckers out here, yo, tricking off on these women all the time, right? Ending up with nothing. And you ain't learned your lesson. You done had 1 million women. You ain't learned your lesson yet. Man, come on, man. You talk about you a playboy, man. The truth is, man, you a sucker for these women, man. That's the truth of it is. And I ain't even talking about famous people. I'm talking about you everyday people, man. Come on, listen. Listen, man. You talking about you are a playboy? Are you a player? Man, come on. The truth be told, man, you a sucker for women. That's what it really is. That's what it really is. You looking at them, look how they looking at her. They can play you already. Look at them. You don't know who she is. You don't know where she come from. All you looking at is how she look. Man, listen, man, none of them girls, some of them suckers too. Some of them lames too. Let's talk about how some of these women are suckers and lames. Yeah, you don't give them that title, do you? I do. If you're a sucker, you're a woman, you're a sucker, you're a sucker. Simple as that, man. Listen. Listen, that's what makes me top caliber. That's just how I survive. Okay, you can't bamboozle me with that female situation, all that female stuff you got going on. That don't work on me. You're gonna find out you're going to war with a real man and lose. That's what's gonna happen. Because I don't care nothing about you being a woman, not one day of the week. Not one day of the week, I don't care. You're a human being just like me. That's how I see it. That's how I see it, man. So that's the difference between me and these other people, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, black people, you got that liability coming up, man. And you can't hide behind the white man like an endangered species. He's talking about us. He's talking about us. He's talking about us. Hiding behind the white man like an endangered species. And knowing you've been doing stuff. That's what I'm saying. The audacity after they know they've been playing games. Yeah, you should have knew the checking was coming. What you thought? What you thought? Who else could it be? Oh, who else could it be? It ain't Asian people. So it's not Asian people. Let's go down the list. It's not Puerto Rican people. Okay? Mexican, They got some ignorant politics going on, but it came to nothing, didn't it? Okay, so who else could it really be? Who's the closest to me? Black people. Of course they in there. And guess what? You're going to get a liability for it. I'm sorry to tell you. And listen, you can call it racism, you can be stupid and slow if you want to. You can do whatever you want to like you've been doing. You've been doing whatever you want to. You can continue to do whatever you want to. But when you come to reality, you realize that it wasn't never based off of racism. It was simply based off your actions. Okay? Your actions that you decided to have, stuff that you decided to go off of, hunches that you never had with me because you couldn't see me. Well, how you going to have a hunch and you can't see me? Ow. You got a hunch, but you can't see me. You can't have no hunch with no man you can't see, sucker. You can't have no hunch with me. You can't see me. So how you going to have a hunch? Well, I have a hunch he's like this. You a sucker, man. You ain't got no hunch about nothing. That's the truth. You a sucker, man. I don't care what you think you feel. Listen, I'm way beyond the levels that you on, man. Which means you can't see me, which means your hunch is wrong. Why is it wrong all the time then? Huh? Why are you fluctuating back and forth then? You know why? Because you can't see me. That's why. Sucker. I'll tell you to your face. I'm just trying to stay in the spirit. I'll tell you to your face. I'm just trying to stay out the flesh, man. That's the truth, man. That's my personality. I tell you whatever I need to tell you. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I will say what I gotta say. I will say what I gotta say. That's what I'm saying. And it's just time, man. It's time for these suckers to pay the price, bro. You shouldn't have put me in your politics. You shouldn't have played with me like we playing basketball and I'm some forward playing basketball with you. Do I look like a forward to you? Huh? Do I look like a point guard to you, sucker? Do I look like a forward to you? Huh? Listen, man, it's time for sucker stuff to fall off the community, man. That's all it is, bro. And I don't care what people's excuse is. Your excuse is not valid. Let's establish that. Your excuse is no longer valid, bro. I should have been saying that part. Your excuse is not valid. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you've been told. It came to be invalid. That's where we at as far as this goes, bro. Catch up to where they figured out that your situation is invalid, bro. I ain't lying. I ain't deceiving. What do you see? What do you see? That I am a national leader that people probably envied, even people from my family, jealous of me, envious of me. That's what it is. I'm the one that come out of my family and go everywhere around the world. Why I'm going to hate on somebody who's been local all their life? You feel me? And I ain't talking about everybody in my family. I'm talking about the wayward people. He local all his life. And I'm everywhere. You don't think he'll be envious of me? Think about it. I'm the outgoing brother. I'm the one going to Los Angeles. I'm the one going to New York. I'm the one, all the places he wanted to go. But he ain't got the balls to go here. Why he ain't going here on his own? Can you explain it? You can't explain it, can you? You can't explain it why he ain't just step out and go out on his own. Just talked about it, but he wasn't about it, huh? So it comes out that I'm more thorough than him, right? Okay, because I did what I said I was going to do. And I've been doing that. I've been in New York off and on 10 years. So what it looks like is another case of envy. And you've been played. You've been used and played by somebody who was envious of me and my family. That's what it is. And you don't want to admit it for what it is. You don't want to call it for how it is, man. That's exactly what it is. And you've been played, and ain't no way you can manipulate it to make me fit this narrative. An envious, player-hating narrative of somebody who mad because they didn't do what you did. They didn't do what you did. And it's too late now. That's all it is. It's too late now. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't care what I lose and don't lose. I've already won. I already won. This type of satisfaction is more satisfying than anything your world can offer. Okay? Well, I know you're wrong. You got 43 states of child marriage. You got all this stuff going on. Listen, man, listen. Listen, man, ain't no satisfaction close to that, bro. You understand me? COVID-19 all over your community. You got 1 million casualties. Man, you can't be serious, man. Ain't no satisfaction better than this. That's the level of a ruler. Rulers would tell you the satisfaction I get from being in this position is listen, a woman can't embody this. A woman can't embody this type of satisfaction I'm getting. Well, how's she gonna give me this type of satisfaction and freedom? Can't be serious, man. That's what the suckers think. That's what the suckers think. Yeah, you can't get, a woman has her position to give you satisfaction, but she can't give you this though. Okay? Come on, man. Come on. This has something to do with God, man. You know what I mean? When the truth is out and I'm vindicated, this has something to do with God, man. When these suckers losing like they losing, man. You know what I mean? While the little suckers, these perpetrating people, these fronting people out here on these blocks sitting out here, come on, man. All you trying to do is instigate stuff. I'm talking about you sitting out there on the blocks like you on my level. Man, come on, stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. You just listen, man. You a peasant. You a pigeon. You a pigeon peasant. You both of them. I throw some breadcrumbs, you all flock. If I offer money, you all be flocking to what I want. There ain't nothing but a pigeon, man. Come on, stop playing with me. You a pigeon. You a pigeon peasant. A peasant that's a pigeon. Can't be serious. I know what I'm talking about. I know what society consists of. You don't. And then on your level, you are a peasant. That's what you are. You a pigeon. I don't deal with pigeons and peasants. Me, you judge my situation because you've been watching rap videos. I'm calling it what it is. You've been watching rap videos. You don't see me with this, that, and the third. You thinking, what, I'm lame, or what other words you want to use? Oh, a fuckboy. That's the other word. And I'm playing the position of a prophet. And you're ignorant of that. You know what I mean? So now you think I'm a fuckboy because I'm not doing anything. Well, so it seems. And so it seems, huh? Yeah, man, stop playing with me, man. Look, it's something better. It's something greater than you. And you should have realized that. It's something greater than all of y'all. And some people reached for it and some people didn't. Some people would know and some people would never know. Okay? So just buckle in to your little lame position. Your lame position in life where you are just another number. I am not a number.